Hello everyone, and welcome to another Mac84 live stream. I am Steve, and it's been a while. My goodness. 2:45 a.m. in Australia. Well, good luck to you, my friend. So we have a bunch of people here, and then I have some things to catch up on. Thomas, welcome to the stream. We have Starbuck Tech. We have CamDub. Patrick, hello Patrick. Super Pac-Man 256. I like that name. Charquez? Sure. Jay from the House of Moth is here. We have Sad Mac 336. We have Welcome to Video City. He fights for the users. And we have Alan. Hello, Alan. Let's see. Lolbreck is here, if I can pronounce that correctly. Baby Boomer Twerk Team. Oh, this makes me laugh. Jack is here. Nick is here. And Fabio is here. All right, cool. So we got a good bunch of people. If I didn't say hello to you, hello. Yes, back from summer camp. Enzo, hello. Yeah, so I was out for a bit. Last weekend I visited Ken of the Computer Clan. I visited his lair and worked on quite a few things that we were planning on, and some exciting things we didn't. So that was very cool. I'm not going to give anything away. Just check out his YouTube channel. I believe the first video that we are co-starring, and I'm co-starring in, is next Thursday, I believe. Hello, Jim. Hello, Starbuck Tech, and anybody else I missed. I think I'm repeating people now. Anyway, but yeah, so we had a blast. I had a blast. It was very gracious of him to invite me out there. My hair is a mess, but I don't care. I've been quite busy the last few days. Return to work is always fun after you miss a day, because then it's like an avalanche of things that you have to take care of. So that's always fun. But I've been hard at work in other things. I've been trying to set up for a while a nice backdrop for me when I work on my computers and videos and stuff like that. And not going to be for live streams, because I'm not going to bring all this stuff over there. But this is something cool I want to show you guys. And you may have seen it if you follow me on Twitter or if you saw my Patreon. So I'm going to switch over to this. And so this is the backdrop. And it looks horrible. But watch what happens when I push this button. That's pretty cool. So it looks much better in camera. Obviously the big lights with the cloth over it, that is just a dollar store shower curtains. I can't afford any diffusers. So, you know, with the lights off, it looks pretty dull. But when the light's on, it looks pretty cool. So there you go. So that's sort of the backdrop, a little behind the scenes of how that works. And you'll be seeing that in later videos that I do. Make sure I turn the lights off so they don't burn a hole in anything. And so I just posted a 5-minute preview of the first video I did with that backdrop on Patreon. So check that out if you want. Yes, hey Kate, welcome to the stream. And yeah, so that's that was gonna be fun to mess around with. Now I will warn you that the lighting is very much something I'm not used to. So the first video I shot, I have like a reddish orange hue to me, but whatever. It makes me look super Italian, I guess, or whatnot. So that's just my heritage coming out. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's a very, very, very fancy backdrop. Basically, I took the crap that was on the shelves and put them on the floor. that's why there's an eMac like right there, because I have no place to put it right now. So their space is at a premium. But yeah. How did movie night go? Oh, the movie night was good. I fell asleep. But yes, it's back to repairing things, back to recapping, and all this fun stuff. So hello to everybody I had not said hello to. Chat's going by pretty quick, but we have about 20 or so people here, so excellent. Happy to be back. So I have 2 boxes to open up that some lovely people have sent to me. Some are donations, and some are things to repair. So the first one here, make sure there's no labels on this thing. This is from Tom of the Blue Scuzzy fame. And Tom found something really cool. He included a note. Tom says, "Hey Steve, found a second one. Hope you enjoy these. If you get them working with the tape drive, it might be a cool video." Tom. Yes, Tom. I think it really will be a cool video. And so, sort of have an idea probably what this already is by his description, but I'm going to place these off to the side and then present them. And you'll be like, oh. Alright, let's move this over here. Alright, so these are lovely 40 megabyte tape cartridges for Apple's tape drive. And these are in the box. I believe they're new. Tom found them when he was cleaning up. He does not have the tape drive. He does not have a use for them. He asked if I was interested in them. And I'm like, yes. Yes, please. Let me get them out of my face. Yeah, these are really cool. I actually have the tape drive. I actually have the box for the tape drive. In 2020, I was at an eBay's place, and they had a box of the tape drive just flattened, ready to throw out, right next to an image writer box. And I'm like, can I have the boxes? You know, it's just like, I'm the weirdo with the boxes. Please give me the boxes. So yeah, Apple had a tape drive back around the Macintosh SE or so. These I don't think are used. Yeah, they're all in the plastic. Let's take one out. And they were for backup purposes because hard drives were silly expensive, and tape was not that much expensive. So there we go. We have 40 megabyte cartridge here, tape cartridge, and I do have generic tapes that will work in it, but I did not have the Apple one, so I actually bought like the generic tapes. I think they were like $10 whenever I got the tape drive. Where did I get the tape drive from? Oh, that's right. Somebody in Oregon or California, somewhere on the West Coast, was like decommissioning a school with their equipment, and they had Apple IIs and all this stuff. And I spotted the tape drive, and I'm like, I want that, and I got that and a few other, and a modem and some other things that were sent to me. But yeah, 40 megabyte tape drive. I mean, if you're running a system that has a 20 megabyte hard drive or a 40 megabyte hard drive, that's plenty of space to back up to. So I think there are 8 tapes in here, which is fantastic. I'll have to open one when I do a video on that. As with vintage technology, the hurdle of me doing a video on that is things working. So I have not put a tape in the tape drive yet because the little pinch roller thing is a little bit sticky, and I did clean it off. And I actually bought my caliper measurement tool just to measure the width of that little flyback wheel thing for Christian of Macintosh Garden, and I have not done so yet because I have to take apart the whole thing. So it's sitting on the other side of the basement, just hanging around. Yeah, so it does look like the tape drive is in a very similar case, as Adam is pointing out, to the CD-ROM drive and the hard drive that match the footprint of the Macintosh SE. So really, really cool. I'm going to be playing around with these. Thank you so much, Tom. They look really cool, even just in the box. Model number M032. Wow. So 40 megabyte cartridges. Yeah, so DC2000 is the type of the tape. So it's 1/4 inch tape, 6.35 millimeters, 205 feet, that's 62.5 meters. And yeah, so very cool stuff. I look forward to tinkering around with these in a future video. Sorry for the focus. This camera doesn't like to do anything like that. And yeah, exactly. 40 megabytes would have been plenty to back up a system of that caliber. So let's put those to the side, and we'll forget about those in a second. But all right, so next box here. Make sure there's no labels, identifying labels on here. Excellent. This box is from my good friend Ron of Ron's Computer Videos. Where's my scalpel? Here it is. And so Ron was sending me some stuff to fix up. So we might be working on this today. I'm actually, I didn't really plan on what I was working on. I do have some problematic machines from previous streams that I might not have time to get to today because I do have a very limited schedule today. I am running out and about later on in the afternoon. So this is just going to be a, I have to get out by, let's see, it's almost 1, so 2, 3, I have about 2.5 hours, something like that. So... And Adam just repaired another Apple II. See, look, Adam is like the Apple II wizard. He just buys them and repairs them. I love it. Hardly hold a song or two. What is Steve showing some love to this afternoon? I don't know. We'll see. So this is from Ron McAdams of Ron's Computer Videos. I'm never going to hear the end of that now. So he sent along 2 boards that need repair. We might be working on these today. Let's see, or at least start. A lot of my streams, you'll notice I start repairs and then I have to finish them later on. Big apologies to, the folks that I started boards on. I know Sean, Apache Thunder, Frank, I gotta, finish those up. I have to run the ultrasonic cleaner with them. That's going to make a lot of noise. It's not going to be making for a fun video. So I will be finishing those up. They are on my list. Let's see what Ron has sent to me here. Put this back in the box so I don't confuse the packaging. Ooh, a clone keyboard. Was that the Radius one? I think I remember you mentioning that for sale. All right, so we have a Macintosh Classic 2 logic board, and I believe he wanted, I think he wanted to, I'll have to check the notes here. I think he wanted to try and do this himself, but he wanted the old caps removed. I'll have to check the note here. Yep, no worries, Apache Thunder. I will get back to you, I promise. I was just literally out of commission for like over a week solid, so I am catching up desperately on things. I have temporarily closed future work just so I could focus on the stuff that I have, because there's a shelf full of stuff that I gotta diagnose and finish. There's a lot of things, so appreciate everyone's patience. This stuff is there's no perfect solution to every board. It takes a lot of work. So just as we saw with Frank's board and the lovely sound chip that I put on, it worked, and I put the other one on and no. So that's gonna be fun. But anyway, sorry, just reading the chat here. No, this is not a legit Apple shirt. Hopefully they don't mind reusing your names here. But this is available on my website, mac84.net/web. I will put a link in the chat here, if I could fat finger it in here real quick. So Teespring, or now Spring, whatever they're calling themselves these days, is where I put some of these designs up. I have a shirt. I have I think there's a mug. There's a pillow. There's a few things I just put on there. It's nothing huge, but I thought they were fun. So have at it. I do have a coupon code somewhere. Let me log into it's on my phone. Let me log into it. I do have a coupon code for those shirts. Save you $1 or $2 or something like that. Let me just pull that up here. So Teespring, I don't have the ability to like discount things heavily. How the coupon codes work is essentially you get a few dollars off of whatever I would have made from the sale. So I can't give it to you for free, unfortunately. I don't have a stockpile of them here. They are simply being manufactured and sent out. So I have a code here for anybody who is interested in getting a discount on one of those. It is Wild Eep, WILDEEP. So I'm going to type that into the chat. That is the coupon code. How about that? Hey, Cal, thank you very much for joining. Have and love one of those shirts. High quality printing and fabric. Thank you very much. Yeah, they do a great job, and they have a guarantee. So if you order from me or from anybody else on that site and it turns out like garbage, I think they're going to cover you. So, hey, Tech, how's it going? All right, so yeah, so here is Ron's Macintosh but Classic 2 board. See, I'm rusty here. So this has to be recapped. We're going to at least rip the caps off of those. I forget if he wants to try and do it himself, but yeah. All right. 1994 CRT. There's a great bunch of Facebook groups that deal with CRT monitors. I'm sure you could find some information there. That would be great. All right, so this is an SE30 board. And Kate, I still have your Classic 2. I actually found a dead LC board that has the same egret chip, this little guy here, that I think was the problem on your board. So I'm thinking of just swapping those two and seeing if we could get your board to work. I know you sent it to me like over a year ago, but I think there's hope for it. So fingers crossed. I hope you still need it, because I want to fix it for you. All right, so let's open this package up here. What about a mug with your channel logo, Steve? That would be cool. I just have a mug that says EAP right now. I have to do one with the channel logo. That's a good idea. But I don't really like sit down and go, I'm going to create some stuff to sell today. The idea came organically, and I'm like, okay, let me just put it up. So I will do that sometime soon. And what's great about that stuff is if nobody buys it, it doesn't cost me a cent. So I can just put up a design there. 15-ounce mugs. I think they sell like tumblers. Yeah, I was designing one, but it like wrapped around and it looked weird. And in order for me to see how it looks, I'd have to pay and order a sample. And I have so many mugs that I don't use them anyway. But okay, you got a mini PC. Neat. Egret. Yes. All right. So here is Ron's SE30 logic board, and this looks to be an earlier revision, because the CPU is socketed. I could be mistaken. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I looked at these boards. Looks like someone already recapped this. That's right. Someone recapped it, but he was having problems. That's going to be fun. These are always a bit of a nightmare. But I will do my darndest to try and get this thing to work again. It doesn't look too bad, to be honest. It's already been replaced with tantalums. So, yeah. But not too bad looking, I guess. I'm going to see what the heck the issue is with this thing. But, yeah. Alright. Let's see. So, just taking a quick look here with my peepers. And I do still see some gunk on here. And there's one spot. Yeah, that looks okay. There's a few spots that I've known to pay close attention to on the SE30, and I could see some. Well, let's look at it under the microscope. Why not? That's what we're here for. We're not here to speculate. We're here to look at things. All right, so let's move some of this junk out of the way so my microscope is not going to knock over anything. Hopefully, we have to pull that closer. Let's pull this thing closer. I wasn't using this for a while, so it was pushed off to the side. All right, let's turn this light on, which has to be plugged in. Plugging things in helps them work. All right, and let's switch over to the microscope. Which one to work first try today? How about that? Oh, a Mac 2X. I don't even have one of those. The only one I have of that series is the Macintosh 2. Okay, so this is where I just spotted something with my peepers, and look at this. Looks like we have a bad trace. And it's sort of one of those things with, like, your naked eye, you can kind of see, and you have the side view of all my garbage. Hold on. Let's change that. Oopsie doodle. Oopsie. Webcam, and we want to change that to the other one. This is how out of sorts I am. Alright, so, yeah. I mean, that could also not be the problem. It could be another issue here, but we're just gonna give it a bit of a poke here. Now there's copper underneath there. Yeah, I think that's not the cause. But these are things that, you know, after you've been looking at these machines for ages under a microscope, you tend to spot these little problems, and they're like, oh. That could be a thing. So, yeah, let me focus this a little bit. Just going to take a quick tour around this board. See if I spot anything out of the ordinary. We got some dust bunnies hiding here. That's okay. They will be dealt with. Let me get my tweezers out of here so I can pull some of those dust bunnies off. I have to find the good tweezers that I brought to Ken's. That's a problem whenever you move around or you travel. I hate packing and I hate unpacking. A lot of the times I'm looking for something, it'll just end up exactly in the bag where I left it like months ago. But that's just me, because I'm a horrible person, I guess. Your microscope can no longer conflict with my microphone boom arm. Oh, that's good. That's you've been doing a lot of streaming. If anybody has not subscribed to Justin's channel, and Justin, you're gonna be promoted to a moderator here, so you, my friend, can promote your stream. So please put a link in there to your YouTube or your Twitch or whatever you prefer, Justin. Justin did a stream not long ago, messing around with, I believe it was a Roland unit that he was playing around with. Very cool stuff. Always happy to see more people doing these repairs because it's always fun to watch. Shameless self-promotion. Hey Mitchell, thank you very much for joining. I'll just get this focused in here, and the camera's probably, yeah, it's pretty focused. Alright, so just want to check these real quick. We're just doing a quick look-see here. Yeah, there's all, I don't know if it's dried flux or just gunk or what, but there's a bunch of stuff around here. There's some, look at this little solder ball guy just hanging around there. Yeah, we don't want that there. Just something like this could cause so many issues. These tweezers stink, And I have my other pair, I just don't know where they are. So this will make for an interesting stream. Maybe. Come on. Come on. The eternal struggle. Just bend the darn things. How about that? It broke off. Close enough. Let's try that again. Oh, come on. Do I have to use the pliers like Dana? Watch out, Dana. Here come the pliers. Plonk. I can't even grab it with these. There we go. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. There you go. Subscribe to Justin's channel. It has excellent streaming. I will have to catch up on some of those, but they're always fun to watch. Okay, let's just move right along here, see what else we got. I mean, this looks like it's been cleaned at some point before, either manually or otherwise. Because these chips don't look too bad. I'm seeing little bits of solder. Little bits here. See that between the legs here? So, yeah. I'll recap the 2X first. You can always do the other thing later. Yes, you know it's bad when the pliers come out. Dana is just shivering right now. He heard the word pliers, you know, just telepathically. Okay, see if there's anything else going on here. We have a lot of green on the edges of these here. That's normally not a good sign. Not that it's probably particularly causing any problems here, but you never know. Just looking for any obvious signs here. Not going to probably do a deep dive of this right here, but want to read the symptoms and all this stuff here. Recap. Yes, never delay the recapping. Or getting the damn batteries out. When I was over at Ken's, I was looking at some of his machines, and I'm like, did you remove the battery from this? He's like, no. And I'm like, you should remove the battery from this. And I showed him a photo of like an exploded machine. He says, oh, well, I don't turn it on much, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you should remove the battery from this. And I showed him some photos. He's like, yeah, I probably should remove the batteries from this. I'm like, yeah, exactly. And we have some light corrosion on the socket here. This is like the main power socket, whatever you want to call it here. Just some light corrosion there. That's always fun to deal with. Yeah, so I'll have to get the full history about this plastic or glass. Where did that come from? Well, let's go into the trash. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's been recapped before, so it does have tantalums on there. Yeah, batteries are glued in. Yeah, solder on batteries, glued in batteries. They're all a pain in the butt, aren't they? Pain in the butt. Just look in these memory banks. Sometimes there's just a nice hunk of solder just bridging things. That was the case on Joe's SE30 board that I believe was Javier's that he sent me. And yeah, alright, so nothing in there. Yeah, so this will be an investigation board, I'm sure. But yeah, people are silly on eBay. People are very silly, and I am doing a video series at some point about Macintosh pricing and silly prices, and I know Ken from the Computer Clan is working on a similar subject, which I will be participating in somewhat, because the prices are just silly. And I did build applepriceguide.com. That's applepriceguide.com. It's in development. It's a website right now that does have a lot of placeholder stuff. But the idea is to put actual, factual, realistic prices of what these machines have sold for, what they're worth, depending on their condition, etc. Yeah, this definitely has been ultrasonically cleaned because this has been all worn away. That's a telltale sign of it. Yeah, eBay is silly. Even the sold listings don't often tell you what the best offer was, so you can never tell what things were paid for, etc., etc. Whole bunch of clowns out there, so be careful. Don't get scammed. Alright, so we're going to put this board to the side here. And I'm going to switch over to one that I started working on offline. and we're gonna show you what this is first. Let me switch over to the camera. This, my friends, is a Macintosh Portable logic board. This is my friend Chris's board. He gave this to me back in the early summer, and I promised I'd take a look at it. Apparently, it never turned on or anything like that. So I don't know how far we're going to get with it today. But that is something that I want to take a look at for him. So there you go. I want to show you some of the leaking caps here that are quite disgusting. So let's bring this back out into the microscope. Hello, Retro Techie. How you doing? Right. So we take a look at this cap. This was an axial one. It was sitting down right here. This is the first time looking at this under a microscope. I was just looking at things. Oh my goodness, this is worse than I thought. I just brought it upstairs to order some caps. Oh my goodness, look at these chips. Oh man, this is gonna be rough. Oh, this looks so much worse under the microscope. This looks so much worse. Look at this. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. Yes, I escaped from the lair via a lift. This is bad. This is quite bad. It didn't look this bad under the microscope. And it's very easy to see now, but look at this. Chris, I could tell why your portable wasn't turning on. My goodness. This is going to be fun. Huh? Oh my goodness. Well, I guess this is what we're going to be working on, because I don't want to let this sit here any longer. This impromptu Macintosh Portable stream. Alright, so let's get this cap out of the way here. Ugh. In the garbage with you. Alright, so this was, look at this axial cap. What it left behind here. Just all of this. All of this leaked out of that. Oh boy. This is nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. So when people say, oh, the caps haven't leaked, the battery hasn't leaked, it's fine. Is it? Because I looked at this with my naked eyes and it didn't seem this bad, but obviously, under the microscope, look at these little fuzzy things. What is this? These like crystals? Crystallized capacitor leakage. Look at that. That is neat. Let's try and zoom all the way in here. A dead fly or a gnat or something. I don't know. Disgusting either way. This did not get touched at all. I took this out of a logic board. I did not clean it. This is all electrolytic goop. All of it. Honest. Alright, where the heck are my Q-tips? I need to order more. I'll use some toilet tissue, just temporarily. But yeah, I did not clean this board at all. I simply snipped up that cap to try and read what it had. And yeah. Alright, I'm going to need to get my cotton swabs. Where did they go? Have not been down here for a bit, so things are a bit less organized than usual. And you're saying, but Steve, how could it be less organized? Exactly. Exactly. Let just check over here. I have the thingies over doing the thing on the thing. Did I drop them? Did they like fall off the tower? They probably like fell. Yeah, there they are. They all fell off. Excellent. All that's left out of how many counts were these? These are 375 count. I think I went through 800 Q-tips already from this order. But yeah, I mean, look, the prices for this vintage stuff is all over the place. And that's because when someone posts it, they either post what they want for it or what they think they could get for it. And that's where all these prices stem from. And sometimes base other people's prices after it. They just sometimes come up with a figure and they're like, yeah, I want that for it. No rhyme or reason sometimes. I do not expect me to finish this board today. I think this is going to be mostly cleaning today. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. I mean, I have half the mind to just shove this in the ultrasonic cleaner. But I want to be very careful with these chips and such. Oh boy. Yeah, I have to order more. When I started streaming, that's when I ordered a 4-pack of these 375 Q-tips or whatever. And I have not ordered more since. Let's zoom into this guy. Ugh. Sniping sucks. It should be illegal. That eBay sniping stuff is always a pain. Just carefully trying to get a lot of this gunk. Look at that. Look how shiny it is now. I mean, this chip will probably have to be removed anyway. Oh, what is this? Like spider legs and junk hiding under this board? The spider's gonna come out and be like, "Good day. What are you doing to my home?" My goodness, on this side of the chip too. I mean, this is definitely a ultrasonic cleaning candidate here. And what is this? Pray tell in here. Ugh. Just gunk all over this stupid thing. And this is just one chip. Oh my goodness, there's more. Just look at this. I mean, I don't know if bugs were in here or what. It's disgusting. Jay loves spiders. Jay is absolutely a fan of all spiders. He loves them. If he sees one, he'll pet it, he'll name it. He won't step on it ever. He won't run away screaming like a little girl. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. Look at this. Look at that. This is just... I have to focus this. Hold on. Let's zoom in here. This is what happened, folks, when you leave things to corrode. Right next to this cap, and it's shiny because of probably the white focus, the white balance, and that cap being very shiny. But yeah, this is this poor machine. This poor machine. Oof. Oof. It is going to be fun, I can tell you that. I tell you that. Well, Bruce will visit us, and then he'll bring some spiders with him. Alright, so I'm just going to... There's some of these big axial caps here. I'm just going to snip them off the board. You're not missing much. Trust me. Snip. The trash that goes. Snip. And that one fell out of the trash, which means I'm going to step on it with my bare foot later on and go, ah! Alright. So those are the big axial ones out of the way. And we could see that there's plenty of leakage here too. Look at that. This is all electrolytic fluid. It's not alcohol or anything else. This is all electrolytic fluid that has leaked from those capacitors over, well, however long it's been since 1989. So now I just have a Q-tip here with some isopropyl alcohol. So we're just getting a lot of this stuff off. Look at that. Look how discolored that is. especially right next to this cap. Look at this. Perfect example of a leaking cap. Let's try and get a nice still of this here. Perfect example of a leaking cap. Do not let this happen to your caps. This. Was 1989 different than 1990? Yeah, by about 12 months. By about 12 months. Ugh, that is disgusting. We've run out of Q-tips here. Got to run upstairs. Get the reserves. Get the reserves. Oof. This cap, I'm sure if I just tugged on it, the whole thing would just fall off. Oh yeah, there's this large board here that has a lot of, look at, oh jeez. Yeah, this poor thing. I mean, there's not even any caps on here, and it's just old and crusty and by proxy sad. I mean, there's a tantalum on there, thank goodness. Nice use of vintage machines there. I mean, it's funny because I don't consider a 2008 to be that vintage, but I mean, yeah, the thing is old. That's very cool. Yeah, watching YouTube on a 2008 and playing games on a G5 sounds excellent. Oh my goodness, we have a bunch of crud here. Ugh. That's why you don't want to delay getting those caps replaced, folks. Just look at this. Is some of the worst I've ever seen. So I believe he did not have the power cord for this, so I don't know if it's ever been tested or not since it's been in his possession. But my goodness. Why, thank you, Jay. Ugh, this is disgusting. Oh, Jay wasn't saying I had a nice macro shot. He was, he was complimenting Marcos there. I'm an idiot. I will take the compliment anyway, good sir. Yes, look at that. So that's just eating away at that trace. Let's see how far that goes. So let's zoom in further. Zoom. So there's a trace there that has been eaten away. And let's see how deep that goes. Oh my goodness, that is bad. I for one like the macro shot. That is bad. Yeah, that's gone. I think that's pretty much gone. I mean, right here next to it. It's time for a new scalpel. But right here next to it is fine. It's all copper, but just look at this. There's nothing here. There's a void of silicon there. You know. My goodness. Nice back roast too. Thank you, Jay. And Jay's been streaming up a storm. My goodness. Jay from the House of Moth here in the chat. And he's already a moderator. He could slam his links in there. He's been chatting and streaming up a storm. My goodness. Making us all look bad. He's done more live streams in a week than I've done in a week. So, props to him for finally getting off his butt and streaming like we've been telling him for the past 2.5 years. Welcome to the Silicon Void. Copyright strike. Alright, so I scraped away that there, so I know that I might have to put a bridge there at some point, just in case. I mean, it's making a connection there, but I want to clean that up. Take a look at some of these other areas here. Oof. Yeah, I think this cap leaked, fellas. Look at this. Look at this pool. This pool of electrolytic fluid. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm gonna need more Q-tips. Cotton swabs, whatever the heck you call them. I think I'll need more of them because there's big hair on there. This is just this poor machine. I wouldn't be surprised if something, I don't know if my friend Chris tried to power this one on. I forget. I'll have to go back and look at our messages. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did, if it damaged something, just with the amount of shorts these electrolytic fluid is likely making, because it is conductive. So, he's conductive. Yeah, this is going to need an ultrasonic clean for sure. Hey, Shady Robot. I don't know. Time and neglect happened to this poor board. It was donated to an e-waste place, so it was going to be end of life. End of line. It was going to be destroyed, and my pal Chris was like, nope, I'll take it. And that's how it ended up in his hands, and it's coming to me to try and save it. I will say that I am dangerously close to 7,000 subscribers. It's very odd because getting from like 4,000 to 5,000 seemed to go relatively quick. I don't know. It just seems like I've been at 6,000 something forever. I'm not complaining. It's just like one of those things. You're like, huh? Thought that would have moved on by now. But I'm almost at 7,000. It's just a number. It's just a stat. But it's neat. That means I'm going to have to annoy everyone's ears and print out an image writer banner soon. Because the 5,000 banner I have sort of fell off the wall. I put it back on there. So, yeah. I mean, these... Oh, gosh. I just keep looking at things and it looks worse and worse. You're at 74. Well, that's... You got a bit to go. Keep at it. Keep at it, Retro Techie. Everyone subscribe to Retro Techie's channel, too, while you're at it. While we're subscribing to things. I mean, come on. What? Why not? It's free. You don't got to pay for it. I actually switched the live chat today to be subscribers only, because I was noticing in my stats that a lot of people don't subscribe, and I thought, you know what? If you want to participate, you should subscribe to the darn channel, and that also helps reduce spam and bots and junk like that. But it's a feature that I forgot existed, so I was just setting up the live stream. I'm like, oh yeah, let me just change that. Who knows if that'll help things or not? I don't know. But I thought, you know what? You shouldn't be able to chat if you're not subscribed. Why don't you subscribe? Come on. Come on. I dare you. $46. Alright, so let's see how this thing is looking. Not horrible, but not good either. Let's switch to the cameras here so you can see. Yeah. I guess we're going to start removing caps, because that's what we do here, unfortunately. These two by the power switch are going to be a pain in the butt, I can tell you that. I wonder if they look like they're falling off. I'm not gonna pry them off or anything, but should I use hot air to remove the caps or twist them off with pliers? So Adam, I hear a lot of arguments both ways, and I will just say, I personally use hot air. That is what I prefer to use. And thank you very much for the super chat, by the way. Eep. I personally use hot air. I've heard people swear that twisting caps works for them. And if you're very careful, it can work. I've done it before, back in like 2017, 2018 when I started doing this stuff. I've done it before. I probably did it a little carelessly, and I did damage the board that I was working on. It wasn't irreplaceable, but I'm not twisting that off. But I will say Now look, it's your own board. You do what you want to do to it. I personally don't like twisting these things off. Especially with boards of this age, I feel like there's a great risk for it damaging any of the traces. I don't care how careful you are. That is my personal opinion. Now, I have some close friends that they twist them off and they've never had a problem. And you know what? That's great. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm not saying that what they're doing is bad or anything. I'm just saying my personal opinion is I would not prefer twisting them off the board. There are some instances where if it's right against the plastic or something, you may have no choice than to cut some of it off to help. So I've actually had to do that before. I forget what system it was on. It wasn't a Mac. It was a power supply for something. But this electrolytic cap was right next to a piece of plastic, and with all the Kapton tape in the world, I could not get this thing free without burning whatever plastic was next to it. So I took a pair of snips and I carefully cut into the cap. So then when I hit it with the hot air, it was a little easier to get off. Now, I'm not recommending that or anything like that, but that is something that I have done. But I would strongly recommend that you do not twist the caps off, because that is, in my personal opinion, it's something that I don't like to do. But yeah, especially with the if there's a cap that has leakage around it, or if it's, I don't know, if it's like 20 years old or something like that, I just worry that the corrosion and the stuff that's around it just either adheres to the solder too strongly, or it could damage something. I mean, it's just one of those things where I don't want to risk it. Especially these boards are not easy to replace. I mean, now we have lovely things from our good friend like Kai Robinson, who is doing the Macintosh SE and the Macintosh Classic recreation board. And there's also people who are doing the Macintosh SE30 board and stuff like that. So, yeah, that is just... Now, I've seen people do it very slowly and very carefully, and if they do it that way, it's one of those things where, if it works for you, fine. I mean, it's not my board, but people are paying me to look at this stuff. They trust me that I'm not going to be damaging this stuff. And honestly, if I twist them off, there's a risk I could damage it. So, but yeah. So, I mean, for this board, there's a line of caps. I'm actually going to just nudge these. I'm very curious. If I just nudge these caps, they look like they're about to come off here. And, this one just came off. I was nudging it as I'm moving it. You can't see it on the microscope. But this guy just came off here. Hold on. Let me try and get this under the microscope without it falling. So these two were right next to the power button. They're very tiny little caps. Hold on, it's rolling away. I want to put it back here. Well, you get it under the microscope here. So this guy just fell off. If I get this right here. This guy just wobbled off on his own. Oh, that is corrosive in there. I don't know where it went. Hold on. So I'm going to get the hot air station set up and get the... sort of a mixed blessing there. I'll probably have to just take a look that nothing got burned up there. But hey, the cap decided. Where'd the other one go? Did the other one fell off too? Oh, here it is. Yeah, that is. If you could. It's funny. we were talking about delicately taking caps off the board, and it's like, nah, I'm out of here. Bye. Look at this. Look at the corrosion. Look at that. I told you when I was using the cotton swab next to that, I said this feels wobbly, and you just nudge it and it just ripped itself right off of there. Now it looks like in this case, it didn't damage anything, because the pads there, on the top and the bottom here and here, are still pretty good. There's we'll still need some hot air to probably get these legs off. Probably use a soldering tip too, actually. Wow. Yeah, wait for the caps to fall off themselves. Jeez. All right, well, that's one way to do it. That's funny. That's funny. Alright, so let me prepare the hot air station here. And we're going to try and get some of the other caps here off of the board. Yeah, my grandfather would always have a phrase, and he was always saying, "Don't force it." So when we were kids, we were messing around with things, we would break stuff or whatever. And he would always say, "Don't force it." And whenever I ignore that advice, usually something bad happens. So those are words that I don't think will ever lose meaning for me. All right, so the caps we're going to take off here are these two tall electrolytic ones. Let me zoom out here a little bit. So we're going to remove those. What I'm going to do is, wow, it's even leaking on the back of this thing. Well, so I'm gonna just try and. There are pins on this. So these are through hole caps. I need to find my better tweezers. I apologize. 1 second. This is going to drive me mad. Are they in here? Is that where I put my tweezers? These are some of the goodies I brought to Ken's place. No, not in there. Not in there either. Well, they gotta be somewhere. Yes, please smash that like button. I will now get a cease and desist from Brankus Creations. I am sorry, Bruce. They made me do it. So the back of these caps have these little legs, and I'm gonna have to just sort of pry them upwards just so I could loosen them a little bit. There we go. Sorry, this is not under the microscope. It's just easier to do this with my bare eyes here. There we go. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is going to prep the heat gun here. Going to put some flux. Get it out of the drawer here. I always like just using some flux. It sort of helps wiggle things out of there just a little bit. Doesn't hurt. I'm going to turn the soldering iron on because sometimes it helps to add fresh solder to the old stuff that you're about to remove. I know it sounds silly sometimes, but it does work. So, all right, so this is the area we're going to work on here. And I'm probably going to, just because these are tall and I have to wiggle them, I'm going to do it off camera here. I'm going to switch cameras just so, can I move this down without the whole thing falling? Yeah, that's close enough. And we're just going to see if that's going to help out here. So, I'm just going to refresh the edges here just to sort of suggest they kindly move. And make sure the soldering iron cable does not get stuck around my chair so when I move that I burn myself horribly. I'm going to use the heat gun. And I'm just going to you could just, I'm going to hold the bottom of the cap here. It's going to get a little warm, but I have to use the iron on this, actually. Yeah, I'm going to use the iron on this. It's just not heating it up enough for me to do that. It depends. Sometimes you get away using the hot air gun, but sometimes not. So you just sort of wiggle these out. I mean, there's different ways to do it. I'm going to use the pliers because now it's getting too hot. But you just very gently, you just want to sort of suggest these to come out. There we go. That came right out with the legs intact, so there you go. Do you have your A plus certification? Is it a useful certification? I considered getting it, but the thing is, I did not. At one point, I was considering getting a job doing repair stuff. Yes, Jay. Don't be like me. Use a fume extractor. I'll probably purchase one eventually. That smells great. Use my little fan guy here. Is it plugged in? Probably not. Where was I going with this? That's right, A1 certification. If you plan on going in to do work for a company that certification would be helpful to you, sure. It's not something that's horrible to have. The thing is, it changes. A lot of the books I followed was like going over serial interface junk and stuff that I was like, this stuff is ancient. And this is like mid-2000s. So I don't know if that has improved somewhat, but if it's something that you're going to be doing professionally, it doesn't hurt. If you're just doing stuff on the side, I don't honestly think it makes a difference. I mean, I have the book, I've read it, I've done the practice tests, and I didn't do too badly, so it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if I had to do it, I could do it, but my career path went in a different way, and I'm kind of glad I don't do this stuff for a living, because it's like, it's very tedious, and they wouldn't, if who in their right mind would have a team of people doing like vintage repair stuff? That's just not the way you make a lot of money. Like Bruce and I have said on many streams, you would make more money working at a McDonald's or something. Sadly, that's the case. I mean, these machines are awesome to get working. People are usually very generous when they want them working, but there is little let's just say the ratio of the effort put into the repair is often done at a loss. I'll just say that. But it's a very good question. Thank you very much for the question. I just put a dab more flux on here. Try and suggest that these get out of here. And apologies for the angle again. I am just trying to do this fairly quickly, but this one does seem to be fighting me. There we go. It's moving a little bit. I am not a professional, but I do play one on TV. I had someone contact me once about reballing a processor or something like that. And they're like, can you do this? And I said, you know what, honestly, I probably could, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. Like, if I had to do something personally, to fix a machine or whatever, and that was the only way I could do it, oh, sure, I'll try. But, messing around with other people's stuff and doing experimental things like that, it's like, that's not exactly what I enjoy doing. The only reason I started doing this stuff is because I had to save my own collection. I have over 150 of these silly machines. I'm like, well, I gotta do something with my own or they're gonna perish. And there comes off the other cap. There we go. So, hey, Trina, welcome to the stream. So we have about another hour and a half or so before I have to skedaddle. But this is a Macintosh Portable board. We are making some good progress on here. I am just getting off these tall electrolytic fellas here. So we have 3 more on this side of the board to do. So that's where we're sort of zoomed out here. So I apologize if it's not 100% easy to see. We are just going to do the best we can for a little bit. And then we'll go on to using the heat gun and getting some of the other stuff off. What's happening with your nephew's iMac? Greg of the Mac84 podcast has graciously offered a 2010 iMac to me that needs a graphics card. So I think the best way to get an iMac back into my nephew's hands is going to be accepting that donation from Greg. I have to give him. We have to visit anyway because I have some stuff to give him. He has some stuff to give me. So it's not like he's too far away, but we've been planning on. None of us have been able to coordinate anything yet. But Essentially, he has a 2010 iMac that needs a new graphics card, but otherwise it works okay. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to fix that up for my nephew. It's a bit faster. Has an i5 processor, I think, in there, or an i7, rather than the Core 2 Duo that's in there. And that'll make my life a little bit easier because I'm not going to have to troubleshoot the logic board, which I really have zero experience doing on such modern machines. And it'll give him a machine that'll probably last him longer. So I think it's a win-win. Very, very thankful for Greg for offering, because I do have a few iMac parts, but none of them really work. So it's always graphics card problems or stuff like that. So it'll be great to have that. I might actually have a spare graphics card somewhere. I'm not sure. I have to get that sorted. So another cap goes in the garbage. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I did not understand what recapping was or anything for the longest time. I really was like, huh? I don't have to do that. That's everyone just saying I don't have to do that. I admit it. I was a complete naysayer on it. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen to mine. Mine are blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, I opened one up one day and a battery had exploded. And I'm like, oh, crap. Goodbye, Performa 475 or whatever lovely little machine that was. It was no longer a happy machine because that battery just totaled it. So now it's a parts machine. And it stinks, but you know what? It's kind of what happens with these old things. If you do not take care of them, they can just perish. And it's sad. It sucks when that happens, but that's one of the reasons why I've decided to, share my tales of me doing this stuff, show me doing this, explain how it's done. A lot of people have helped me along the way. Bruce from Breakus Creations, a bunch of my Mac friends, Jay, etc. Give me all sorts of soldering tips here. And I'm not an expert. I'm never claiming to be an expert, but I know enough about these things to be dangerous. So, in a good way. In a good way. So this one is just becoming a little bit of a pain to do. I got most of it, and I say this quite often, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but I got most of my collection, at least 15, 20 years ago. Nobody wanted this stuff. I had no idea about the capacitor issues in them or anything. I just grew up with Macs, and these were things that I always wanted. And they were dirt cheap because Apple wasn't that healthy of a company. People thought that they weren't going to be around much longer. There's another one off the board. And, I would go to largely PC-centric trade shows and garage sales and all that fun stuff. People just did not want these machines, and they were giving them away. I mean, Quadra 840 AV, $5. 7200 workgroup server, $5. My goodness, if I had a time machine and a wallet full of cash, I would have bought everything. But I got what I could, and that's what I have today. I look back at some of those photos. I'm like, I should have grabbed that, whatever the heck, But yeah, time is weird. And now you see crazy people, trying to sell a broken Macintosh Classic for like $1 billion on eBay. But, crazy people gonna be crazy. They gonna be crazy. Make sure I'm holding the right thing. Yeah. It's like, why isn't this coming off? Well, that Quadra 840 AV no longer works. I am desperately trying to fix it, as many of you know from my live streams, but it is just a pain. And I don't feel too bad because Bruce has one that's also not happy. So it's like, all right, well, you know what? As long as I'm in a club here, I don't feel too bad. Yeah, so some of these through holes are a pain to get off, just because of how stuck in there they are. Oof, this one smells horrible. Oh my goodness. Ooh. It smells awful. This one smells absolutely awful. Oh my gosh. It's like a fish market in here. Ugh. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's keep the language PG here, fellas. Come on. Here we go. Come on. Oh, this one smells awful. Just awful. Yeah, so the lovely thing about this cap is it's wedged between like a bunch of other things. So trying to get a grip on it and to just slowly coax it out of the thing there, not entirely fun. Not really. So we're making progress. We're just, you know, this is just a Saturday morning, relaxing, whatever this is. Fume extraction. Yeah, I have a little fan. It's not doing what it, you know, the best, but yeah. Yeah, we got moderators here, folks. If you're going to be a jerk, you will not be allowed to post anymore. That's just how it works, fellas. Don't make me be a bad guy here. I have no control over the moderators. I pay them a handsome sum to be ruthless. And by pay them, I mean I give them stickers. Alright, this one is really on there. Come on, man. What are you doing? Hi, I'm an Apple engineer, and I designed this capacitor to be 1 millimeter away from a SIM socket. Do you like me? No. No, please don't do that ever again. I mean, that's the thing. Nobody at Apple, I'm sure, envisioned that any crazy people like us would be using these machines 20 to 30 years away. I mean, my goodness. I mean, I see people sometimes are like, why did they build in crummy caps to their machines? And I'm like, do you realize, like, this stuff was never intended to work past, like, 5 or 10 years? That was not within Apple's, that was not the way Apple was thinking at the time. You know? Oh, this one is just disgusting underneath. Oh, man. I'm sure they do it plenty. Jay has the pleasure of looking at a lot more modern machines under a microscope. And I'm sure he could tell us, right, Jay, of all the fun things that he sees on the modern machines, of how close things are to stuff. And ugh. Alright, so one leg is through. I don't know why this is taking so long. Some of these are just stubborn, no matter how hot your iron is. Oh, and it doesn't help when the pins are twisted. Here it comes. Here we go. Yeah, so the pins were twisted on this guy, which made it always so interesting to get off. So, ugh. And that is just, it's bulging at the bottom. You can hardly see it there just because the horrible camera, but it's bulging at the bottom, this thing. No, I'm not saying planned obsolescence was their goal. I'm saying nobody expected the components they were putting on these boards to fail as they are, and that, you know, it was not necessarily something that they were concerned about back in 1980 whatever when they were producing some of these models. That's what I'm trying to say. And I ran out of Q-tips. Darn. Alright, well, yes it does. Yes it does. That's a great point, Josh, and explains why sometimes these are very annoying to remove here. Alright, so now we just have a bunch of electrolytics here. The little silver dome ones. We could probably just pop these off with a heat gun. So that's what we're going to do. Let me switch the camera real quick. What I would like you to do is study this board. I'm going to run upstairs and get some more Q-tips because I'm running out of them. So, yeah. Uh, Very true, Jay. This is a Macintosh Portable. I will be back in one moment. Let me just go grab some more cotton swabs. He has returned with more cotton swabs of glory. Alright, let's put some text on the bottom here so people actually know what the heck we're working on. If I could navigate to whatever the heck this is. Here we go. So this will be working on... Where's my keyboard? There it is. I found the keyboard tray that went with this desk that I'm using. I should install that. Alright, let me scroll up here. Just reading through the chat. Alright, cool. So, got some Q-tips here. I have to order more. I'll be doing that later today. Now it's time to delicately, as delicately as possible, get this row of caps off here, because my goodness, we don't want them sticking around here, do we? No, we don't. So I am going to get some of the tape here. Did I leave it in? Where is it? Again, I hate packing because all of my stuff gets moved around, and I'm even less organized. How is that possible? Oh, it's possible. It's possible. All right, so let's get this off of here. I'm going to put a fair bit of this down. Just like here. Just to sort of try and protect this little board here. I don't think it's going to hurt it. But it's close to it, so I don't want to risk damaging it. So I'm going to just add some flux. To each side of these caps to try and persuade them to get off of here. Excellent, Adam. Well done. I love when people are saying they're trying stuff at home while they're watching me, because it's always fun. All right, let's get these off here, huh? Oh, these smell awful. And that one did a little bit of a pop. And it's still holding on for dear life. Oh my goodness, that's horrible looking. Just move the trash can closer. My goodness, that is awful. Yeah, these tweezers are only for helping with caps. They can't even grab anything anymore. These tweezers ensure that the caps don't go flying off and hit me in the eye again. Oof. Another lovely one. Look at this. Oh, this smells awful. Awful. Oof, that one. Oh, God. That smells like a live fish. I don't know what's worse. Oof. Oh my goodness, this is like the worst smelling board I've ever had. Oh, God. God, please, help. Help. Alright, what do we got here? We got a little one over here. Let's get this out of the way while we're doing it. While we're doing it, why not? Come on. Let's just keep on moving here. Yeah, my wife's gonna be like, why do you smell like fish? Why do you smell like dead fish? What are you doing in the basement down there? Like, honey, that's classified. Oh, man. This is Amtech Flux. This is 4300-TF is the model of it. Oh, my goodness. Does this just look awful? Looks like a bomb went off on this board. Just look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. Oh, the smell still has not gone away. Oh, my God. If I could bottle that and ship it to my worst enemies, I'd even, say no. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I have no idea if this is official or not. I get it from the same place that Bruce gets his, and it seems official enough to me. Look at this! Look how much crud is just under this one cap. This leaked like nobody's business. My goodness. My great goodness. Ugh. This needs a bath in molten lava. That's what it needs a bath in. I have a bad feeling it's just look at that. Just look at that. I have a bad feeling it's gonna damage the trace that's located under here. Yeah, I mean, I have special fluid that's in the ultrasonic cleaner and distilled water that usually does this perfectly. So that's what I normally use. I'm not saying that's what everyone has to use, but normally that does the trick for me. So I'm just flattening this Q-tip here just to try and reach what's under here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That was brand freaking new and white and all shiny before I shoved it under there. So hopefully the ultrasonic cleaner will get out the remaining bits of gunk that's under here. My goodness. My goodness. All right. Move on to this. Oh, boy. So let's take off this tape here. I think it did its job quite well. My goodness, is that horrid looking? It is to me. We're just going to pour some alcohol over there because we're going to need a lot of it. Get out my toothbrush. Oof. The smell is incredible. And you could just see where that's eaten away at the trace, so that'll have to be repaired. Same here too, that's probably eaten away, or at least close to it. Oh, it still stinks like anything. My goodness. That's a smell I could do without. Yeah, this is the fun one. This is the fun one. Still a little bit of copper under there. Just a little tiny bit. Yeah, I'd say the rest of that is gone. Oh, wait, might still be under. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a wee bit. So I'll even though I'm seeing some of it here, I mean, enough of that has eaten away that I would want to run a new trace to here. Just to play it safe. There's about half of that is missing. And that's not good. Yeah, a lot of PCs also had these problems. I mean, the thing is that the reason I think why most people are seeing these problems on old Macs is because people tend to hang on to these machines longer. That's just, I think, why it's more pronounced in these machines. I mean, yeah, it happens on the Amigas, the Ataris, or anything else that has caps like this. It's not just a Macintosh problem, but I think it's more well known on the Macintosh machines because of just how long people tend to hold on to and collect and play around with these machines. But yeah, it's a problem with anything. Old TVs, arcades, Laserdisc players. It has a cap in it. There you go. I don't know, Greg. I don't know your work schedule. In fact, nobody knows. We haven't heard from you in like 5 weeks, Greg. What you doing, man? What you doing? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Still alive, I see. That's good. Well, at least this isn't smell-o-vision, Greg, because this stuff smells horrible. And yeah. Alright, so we're going to move on to some other caps here. And get those off the board. We have 3 in a row. Right here. Thank you for making an appearance, Grudy. It's very nice that you keep up appearances once in a blue moon. Hope you're doing well at work, etc. Alright. Let's see. These are pretty nasty. I have no doubt these are going to smell just like the others. Yeah, the thing is, there's so many more PCs that when they failed, people are just like, I don't need this anymore. But with the Macs, I don't know, maybe they were more expensive, people wanted to hang on to them longer. I mean, I'm sure there's a scientific research paper someone wrote about it that has much more merit than what the heck I'm rambling on about. Whoa, that's a big popper there. I felt that one. Hey, Greg, thank you very much for the super chat. Eep! And good luck with everything with your channel and all that stuff. If you're not subscribed to Ruck K Mods, please do so. Please go ahead and do so. Yeah, this Macintosh Portable has seen some stuff, man. I'm not looking forward to recap my own Macintosh Portable after this, I can tell you that. I have no idea how it looks inside, but I'm sure it's not much better than this. I mean, not all types of capacitors are prone to leakage like these electrolytics, you know, so it really depends. Oh my goodness, it looks horrible. It smells horrible too. Ugh, God. My goodness. Yes, Console 5 is good. I actually ordered a Macintosh Classic 2 analog board recapping kit. So that'll be the first analog board I try to recap. I have just not had the time to mess around with that. It was supposed to be for a client, and then that ended up just being my machine. But yeah, I wanna try that out because I mean I generally do not like handling analog circuitry, voltages, and all that fun stuff. So it's not generally something I would normally do. But you know, sometimes you have to with power supplies or whatever. I mean, the CRTs are you treat them safely, you be safe, you'll be okay. But it's still something I don't enjoy doing. So just one of those things that I'll get around to when I do. I have a ton of requests from people who are like, "Can you do my analog board?" And I actually have one or two here that I have to do. So I'll do that, but I'm not sure if I want to I'm going to do that for everybody. Because it's, there's a lot that could go wrong on the analog board. Even if you replace the caps and there's something wrong, I don't know how to diagnose that stuff, really. I don't. Do you have Kim Quip? What? No, I don't know what those are. I have no idea what those are. Please explain them. Explain to me, as you would a child. I mean, this is going to go through the ultrasonic cleaner, and it's going to look much better. But I'm just trying to get the worst that I see off of these chips in the surrounding areas. And like I said, I have a bit of a time crunch today, so I'll be hanging out for the next hour or so, and then we have to run. Yes, a smoke test, yeah. Oh, boy. My portable had lead acid battery leak. Looked like, oh my goodness, that's horrible. Sorry to hear that, Adam. Oof. All right. Where to next? Well, we have a lovely capacitor that's just sitting by the disc port here. So I'm gonna try and do that and move some of the stuff out of the way. So that is right here. Right there. That looks lovely to begin with. And then we have the lovely bit of plastic being right next to it. So yeah, I mean, I could see where that would be helpful, but since this is going to get ultrasonically cleaned anyway, I'm not going to be too crazy about trying to make things look spotless. I mean, that would be a good solution, I suppose, if there was something I could not ultrasonically clean, whether it's too large or whatever the case may be. I could totally see that being a viable option, so that's a good thing to point out. Thank you very much. All right, so this is a very warped and bent PCI card cover, but we use it to separate heat. So I'm going to put some tape on there, then I'm going to shove that piece of metal there. Oh yeah, I have an ultrasonic cleaner, and my goodness, that thing is fantastic. I mean, I just got a cheapo one, and it was before all this horrible COVID-19 stuff, so the prices of those things have gone up, and yeah, so I'm glad that I got mine when I did. That should be okay, hopefully. And just put a wee bit of flux there. And see if this helps. I am so glad that you say the word caked as well, because I say cake too, and all the Mac84 guys used to make fun of me. Yeah. I have some boards that are caked with dust. Caked! Oh, this one smells horrible, like a tuna fish sandwich. Jeez. Hope that didn't rip anything off, because that was not fun. Oof. And that little component there is now... Yep, that came off. Great. Right, we can put that back on. We can put you back on, fun. Don't worry. We got you. Put you back there. Add a wee bit of flux, and you'll go back on in no time. Hot. I'll make sure that's actually on as well. But that was fun. Bye, Josh. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so. Back up so you can see what I'm doing. Hi. Weird goo. That's just the factory goo. Alright, the plastic got a little charred, I'd say, but I wouldn't say it's melted. That's good. That's good. I'm just going to try and bend something back slightly here. So what are you guys working on today? Anybody working on anything? I know Adam is working on a Macintosh, what was it, 2X? Is it? A Macintosh 2X? So that's exciting. Anybody else working on stuff today, or are you just watching today? Because I know a lot of people like to do repairs and stuff while they watch me. Dirt in the NuBus card slots. That's fun. How did you get dirt in the NuBus card slots? Well, this Macintosh was in a garden. And yeah. Just trying to bend this socket. It's slightly off here. Let me just do just two of these things really closely. These little tiny little caps. Yep. I tell you, the smaller caps, they just come right off. The bigger ones you have problems with. Alright, so working on a battery bound 5170 AT motherboard. My goodness. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your pain, Keith. I hope we are entertaining you. Emulating. Oh, Basilisk 2. It sounds like fun. It was in a junkyard with no lid. I'm trying to save it. Well, Adam, my thoughts and prayers go your way. I hope you can get that thing saved. Alright, so there's some plastic left over by some of these things. Let me just figure out, get them off here. So I want to get off the plastic by those two caps that literally fell off the board. I don't know how I'm going to do this without... Well, you know what? Let me just use the scalpel here. So these are the ones I'm talking about. It would help if I showed you on the camera. So these are the ones that just sort of like fell off there. But I don't want to apply heat to it. But this is just plastic. I should be able to just, yeah, just crack it like that and just take it off the board. Yeah, because there's a lot of plastic around there. Not fun at all. And it just held on with this glue, so well, that's good. I think those machines are really neat. Like I said, I only have a Macintosh 2, but I'd love like a 2X or a 2VX or one of those. 2FX rather. I know the 2VX was... Oops. I actually bought a... I think it's a 2VX. One of the Centris case, I think. I bought one of those and gave it to my friend Brian. At the time, I didn't really want it. Not that I need it. It's just really... It's neat to have another machine. And it's slightly different. Oh, yeah. Alright. So these are good. Excellent. So all the caps are off. Do some more cleaning. Maybe we could get some caps on here before we have to go. How about that? How about that? Yeah, this is disgusting. So I'm gonna clean this up good. Look how just dark and disgusting that got in like 2 seconds. Oof. Yeah, I mean, there was a wee bit of melted plastic there, but it's not going to affect the machine. It's going to be inside, and my goodness, that's some damage to that trace. Fun. Oh, we got some over here, too. Maybe? Yeah, I mean, before we do put any caps on, we're going to have to potentially fix some damaged traces here. Oh, really? What version of the Blue SCSI is that? I'm excited. I love the Blue SCSI. I mean, I use a lot of the different... I have them. I have, like, the Blue SCSI, I have the RAW SCSI, I have the SCSI 2SD. The more SCSI devices, the better! I'm just going to try and reaffix this little component here. We'll see if I succeed or if I fail. I should probably switch to the smaller tip. Let's just see. Let's just do ourselves a favor here. Oh, the F4. I've heard of that. I should get one. Oh, so it is attached there. So why am I desoldering this? That's not going anywhere. I think the plastic case got a little, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Speaking of not fine, though, is this guy. We're gonna just try and clean up some of this, because that's disgusting. You having problems with the SCSI 2SD? I've had some problems, but it's usually just like formatting issues or the SD card getting corrupt because I kept turning it on and off or something like that. But thankfully, nothing too bad. Yeah, I'm very glad that there are so many of these emulation options out there, because like 10 years ago there weren't, and even 5 years ago or whenever it was. But it's such a breath of fresh air, because it's like I don't have to worry about SCSI hard drives anymore. where I was restoring something in 2015, 2016 for somebody, and we had to go and purchase older SCSI hard drives because there was just no other way around it. So, yeah. Alright, so that doesn't look too horrible. Just make sure there is still copper under here. You do not want to leave that stuff there. That can continue to eat away and corrode the board. That is strange. I assume you have a new battery in there. That's just weird. That's just weird. But then again, some of these Macs are just very particular. And that's why we love them. Right? No, they are SD cards. SD cards. My goodness, NVMe or a SATA thing would be totally overkill. And you know what? It's totally fine. If you want to put a SATA drive in a beige Mac, fine. But you have to understand the bus speeds for those systems are like, what? 30 megahertz, 40 megahertz, 50 megahertz on a G3 or something like that? You're not going to gain anything too much better than an SD card, in my personal opinion. Now, you know, maybe the write and performance speed and junk like that is marginally better than SD card solution, but you just gotta keep that in mind. Don't get yourself too crazy. There's tons of things to consider when you're using those solutions. Hey, Ron's here. Ron, we were looking at your machine earlier, your SE30. We weren't doing too much work, but we were looking at the lovely crud that was on that SE30, so that's going to be fun to do. This is a Macintosh Portable, but we opened your box live on air, Ron. And my goodness, what despicable things you had inside. So we could tell also that this pad is just corroded away. Well, you could if I could focus the camera on it a little bit better. It got some lovely crud. So, Ron, while you're here, would you like to remind me what the deal is with the Classic 2? Did you want me to just remove the caps, or you want me to recap the thing for you? And also, with the SE30, because I didn't look at my notes, and I'm just curious, did that show any weird signs, or just currently not working? Because I could totally see it not working partially, because it was recapped, but I forget the whole story behind it. And you could always just message me privately. I was just curious if you want to share. Yeah. I have a TiVo, a lifetime TiVo, but it's standard definition. So it doesn't do much good now. Recap, maybe? When's your birthday, Ron? Here, please take these extra capacitors as a birthday gift. Wow, gee, thanks. Just what I always wanted. I actually have a TiVo HD in the box. Looks like it's brand new. It was from the e-waste place I got the G3 all-in-one from. I have no idea if it works. Never opened the darn thing up. I should do that, but it's probably one of the ones that requires a subscription. still works. Nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it will still need a recap, but... Alright, so it is closing to... SE30 recapped it. Didn't have audio. Found a solder blob bridging pins in the sound chip. Cleared the bridge. Worked for a while. Then stopped posting. So Beth, and check my recap. Get appraised. My goodness, the white balance here is... I look like I'm a ghost or some sort of weird angel. I swear I am not this pale in person. Let's see. Is this gonna help? No. Hold, please. Let's try and figure this out. This looks a bit awful. What is it? The contrast? What could I manually screw? Look at that. I cannot see. That's funny. That's a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's what happened with an SE30 board I got from a friend. Someone recapped it, but they didn't get all the cap juice up. It's like, you moved the tombstones, not the bodies. You know. Alright, so we're going to continue just cleaning up this board a little bit because it looked awful before, and I don't want to put any new caps on here if it's going to be nasty. I mean, I'm just going to brush it with a toothbrush for a bit because that's how nasty some of these bits are. So let's move this out of the way. Put this here. Digital extraction. Nice. I had a method, using the TiVo to go or whatever the heck they called it at the time to get standard definition recordings off of my TiVo over Ethernet. I tell you, it was so slow, it was easier for me to plug in like my FireWire to composite video device and just rewatch the thing and do it that way. There's like green corners all over these chips. No matter where you look. Yep, that all came off. Or just maybe. I don't know. I'm referring to the text on that chip. But you gotta clean it. Gotta clean it anyway. It is not fixed yet. I didn't even put any new caps on it. So, what was I going to say? We got the socket, 287 socket off, and a card cage on 5 square inches of missing traces. That sounds like fun. Jeez, Thomas, you have all the fun, don't you? I had a specialized network card for my Sony DirecTV. Thank you very much, Ron, for the super chat. Eep! Directly on TiVo. Didn't they used to have, like, channel things? I think I remember they had, like, channels that you could watch on TiVo. Gosh, the last time I tried to get a TiVo to work, I think it was the hard drive had died. But I went so far, because it was a lifetime TiVo, I went so far as to try and find an image online of like a blank TiVo hard drive that somebody ripped. And I restored it on the hard drive, and the thing booted up, and then it just froze. And I'm like, well, that's just neat. So it's just one of those things where I tried, and it didn't do it anymore. But yeah, my TiVo was so old. You had to buy the special USB to wireless adapter because it didn't even have Ethernet. I think I used a USB to Ethernet adapter to get around that at one point, but I didn't have Ethernet in my parents' house at the time, so I just had the wireless. And yeah, I mean, it was better than nothing, but like the TiVo would have to activate or whatever once in a while, and this way you just have to do it over the interwebs. You didn't have to do it with the phone line and all that fun stuff. My goodness, that takes me back. I still have that TiVo. Probably like a bunch of old Simpsons episodes and junk on there that I never threw out. I think the last time I powered it on was like 2014, I want to say. Something like that. See you, Keith. Thank you very much for stopping by. Just some plastic bits from these old cap pads on this board I'm just trying to figure out. There we go. And let's scrub that off too. Is that a parallel drive from my old TiVo? Yep, ATA drives. That's yeah. So a lot of the TiVos I had the ATA drives. One or two had SATA drives. I actually bought a. Oh, there's some green on that pin there. I actually bought a TiVo. What was it? A TiVo approved 500 gigabyte external eSATA drive from Western Digital. I think it was $20 at a flea market. I'm sorry, a thrift store. And I was like, whoa, I could totally use this with my TiVo. And I never plugged it in. Yeah, there's just green in this connector here, so that's not fun. So we'll clean that out. Yep, fun times. TiVos were fun. They were before DVRs were included with cable and junk like that, and they were, well, not all before, but for a period of time before. But yeah, I mean, I just don't have cable television. I do not pay for it. I do not have it. So I don't do that. I mean, I have an antenna, and I have this great little cheapo set-top box that lets you record right to a USB stick. And it's fantastic. The quality is pretty darn good. The thing was like $50. And I just plug in a little USB stick, and it records right to it. A little hard drive, whatever you want. TiVo content on the second channel. Darn it. And this is the part of the stream where Jay reminds me I should go and buy that thing that I should buy. Because I dropped a Q-tip into the alcohol. And now I get to fish it out with the dumb tweezers. This is the riveting content you come here for. Oh, come on. Come on! It is out. Thanks, Jay. At least it has extra alcohol on it. The small cuts on my fingers are appreciating it right now. Those are going to be fun to put on. I have to take these switches off just to get those caps installed. Fun times ahead. Yeah, I mean, I might be able to get a few caps on, but this thing still needs a lot of work. Yeah, I have the work bottle. This is the work bottle. It's a little tiny guy. I have a gallon jug behind me that still has quite a lot in it. Yeah, I just need to like go to the dollar store and get one of those little soap dispenser or whatever the heck. I've seen them. I just have not gotten one yet. Story of my life. All right, so let's see how bad this guy is. That's not even there's no connection there anymore. I'd say it's pretty bad. I would say That is pretty darn bad. Let's focus this. Come on. I don't think that's making a connection. I could be wrong. But I think that is totally eaten away. It's been totally blown away by the Empire. Let's get our multimeter out. I haven't touched this multimeter since I was in Ken's lair. This multimeter gets around. Let's see. Let's see if there's still any continuity. Nope. Nopey, nopey, nope. Yeah, there's there, and then I'm pointing up to the pin right next to it. Nope, that's a bit of a problem there. We got a bit of a problem. Well, that sounds like fun, Trina. It's probably a memory issue or something stupid. Oh, good old PCs. All right, so we get to run a little bit of a wire. Is this too thin, or do I have the... Where's the other wire I have? The other wire I have is slightly thicker. Just a wee piece of copper missing. Just a wee piece. Where did the wire spool go? It's probably with this other jug. Ah, darn it. I don't know where it went. Oh, let me stand up. There go my knees. Here it is. Right here. I found it. So this is a 28 gauge wire. I'm glad, Adam. I am glad you got that looking good. Alright, so we're just going to do a bit of a repair here on this trace. So what I will do is just gonna scrape away a little bit here. I like leaving the capacitor numbers on here so I know what the heck I'm doing in the future. Although it's right next to where I have to do the trace, I could work around that. That's just my personal preference. Most people just don't care, they just go and just, you know, that's just me. I'm a weirdo. I know. I know. And I have to replace the scalpel blade. I gotta do a lot. Jeez. This angle is not good either. There we go. We got some copper exposed. That should be fine. Okay, and boop. Well, that's a lot of hair on there. What the heck? Get over there. Get off. So there is a little bit that we have to probably fix here before we go forward. And that's this old leg that's stuck on there. Yeah, I'm always running out of parts. I always have to order things. Oof. That was fun. Disgusting at the same time. Ugh. Oh, that smells like fish. Fish, 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 fish. Fish heads, fish heads. Eat them up. Yum. Alright, so hopefully this will make this a little bit easier. Yeah, you know, Adam, you have to order in those quantities, especially because things are getting harder to get with the shortages of whatevers. And yeah, fun times ahead for people like us who use like all these caps and like, guess I should order more 3 weeks ago when they were still in stock. That'll do just for now because I want to do the other side of the cable as well, and then we'll hold it in a little bit better. Yeah, I hear you. I had to order stuff from DigiKey and Mouser just to get the parts to recap this portable here. So I mean, some of the caps are like, oh yeah, we have stock in February 2022. I'm like, okay, well that's good to know. That doesn't help me now. Alright, so let's just cut off this extra trace here. Oopsie. Yeah, you know what? Let's just... Why not? We'll just make this a little bit more foolproof here. Let me zoom out. Hey, Lewis. How's it going? I'm doing okay. How are you? So, connect it to there, and, you know, I'm going to connect it there too. Why the heck not? And I'm just going to... You know, it never hurts to have multiple connections here, just in case something breaks down or whatever in the future. Never hurts to have this super secure, so I do not have to worry about it ever again. So I'm just melting the insulation that's covering this wire, the enamel here. That's what I should have said. And we're just gonna make sure that stays there, which it's going to. This is going to be very nice. And just gonna hold down this wire. So that's making a good connection there. And that looks a little dirty. We're going to clean it up. It's going to look nicer afterwards. Good. You're doing well as well. Excellent. Yeah. I have to order some, and then, you know, when I forget in February, I'll be like, ah, damn. An organ build. Oh boy, that's right. I miss the smell of solder. Yes, I do know him in the Apple Pitar, I believe is how you pronounce his name. I'm hoping. Yeah, he's excellent. We're always seeing him on the Apple groups and the Facebook groups. I've video chatted with him once or twice on the MacYac Discord group. He's a very nice guy, super knowledgeable about things. And my goodness. He even did a talk at K-Fest. This past virtual one. Very, very cool. I missed some of those talks, so I'm glad I can go back and catch some of those on their YouTube channel. Okay, that should be all good. And so I'm just going to snap off the end of this little cable there. Come on. There we go. And now if we bring out our multimeter friend, that better beep for us. Because otherwise. Oh, that sounds cool. Adam, that sounds really cool. You get to share pictures of that on Twitter or whenever when you're done. Ah, look at that. All happy and beepy. Excellent. So that's one repair down. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a minute. I just need to find out how much time I have left before I have to bail out because I do have plans later today with the missus. This is a Macintosh Portable. So I'll be back in one moment. Got a bunch of boxes. The mail person was giving me dirty looks. It's not my fault all this stuff arrives in the same day. Ugh. Ugh. I have some of an idea of what's in here. We'll take a little break and I'll open those boxes. How about that? Let's do that. I don't know what the heck is in there. Oh boy, I spent the last 45 minutes looking for battery holders. They were in a box the whole time. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh boy. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break here. Just waiting for... I don't know where my wife went. I was looking for her, but anyway. So this is a Macintosh Portable somebody gave me. This is a non-backlit version. Somebody gave me this to fix up for them. And so I took all the caps off. There's some additional traces I do have to fix, so I'm probably not even going to get some caps on here today because I do have a slightly smaller schedule today. We might pick it up tomorrow. But I got some boxes in, and I can't remember what I ordered. Let's remember together. I think this was from Facebook Marketplace. I think this was a mouse. I think this was a computer mouse. Yes, it was. Oh yeah, this is nice. Logitech. Look at that. It's a Logitech optical mouse. Somebody put the letter G on there, but you know what? You know, we could clean that off pretty easily, huh? Hopefully. I don't need any more puck mouse. I mean, mice. If someone wants to give me one, what I do need here's a plea. Look at that, it's coming right off. Here's a plea to the community. I am in search for a Bondi Blue iMac Ruby, not Ruby. You know, the blue faceplate and CD mechanism. So if anybody has a spare Bondi Blue iMac CD drive, worst case scenario, I might have to resort to 3D printing the faceplate for it. Look at that. Good as new. Yeah, so this is a Logitech optical mouse. I used to have one of these, a blue one, and I love the darn thing. I just love the feel of it. It's just a great mouse. It was only like $5-10, something like that. It's like score. And the guy had another mouse. Let's see how this one looks. Oh, Adam, it would be the optical drive. And it's actually not for me, it's for Ken. I might have dropped one of his. So I will pay for it, obviously. I'm not asking for donations, but... And here is a lovely little Kensington mouse. Now, I already have one of these. It's actually right there. Now, is it identical or is this slightly different? I could see the darn... Yeah, this is identical to that. But these are like the mouse in a box USB models. It's a ball mouse, but I don't know, I always liked these. I think they were cool. So now I have two. So yay, I can mess one up and I don't care. Yeah, the tray loading drive. Yeah, I don't have any modern Logitech mice. I just like the old ones. That's gonna go in the pile. I don't see, there are two big boxes here. I have no idea. Oh, this might be a logic board repair. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Oh, I know what this is. You guys get to see a preview of this. A touch window. Oh, boy. Yeah, no worries, Adam. No rush. Greatly appreciate it. Even if you don't have it, if you want to look out for it, that's great. Yeah, this is a touch window. And this is basically a touch screen for Apple 2GS. Apple II series computers. I actually got a Apple ADB one that works on Macintoshes and 2GS machines from my friend Frank. And I just saw this one. I happened to see this one on Facebook. It was like $15 shipped or something ridiculously cheap. And it's in the box. Look at this. And so this is the Apple II model, which is the only reason I picked it up, because I already had the Macintosh one. So right here, Apple II series. It says right there on the box. And it looked like from the photo, everything was included. They just taped it up here, so let me just undo that. Oh, koala pad, those are cool. Read me first. So we have a touch window marker. We have a floppy. Master Touch. We have a serial port. That's this guy here. And the touch window itself, which is this. So I'm gonna put this all back because I'm gonna play around with this at another time. Probably do a video on it. We have a registration card. We have the manual. All such cool stuff. So yeah, that's exciting. Be fun to compare it to the Macintosh one. Let's see, we have some Velcro adhesive things. Yeah, this is like a marker, but there's no cap on it. Oh well, I have no idea. We'll figure it out together. Very, very cool. Let's see, what year is this? Probably the late 80s. Yeah, 1985. Because it does mention, I think on the back... Yeah, on the back it mentions Macintosh and DOS. So they did have ones for those. And this is something else I got off of Facebook Marketplace recently. Pretty much complete in the box. A twin turbo graphics card. Pretty darn neat. So very, very cool. Very cool. So 8 megabytes of video memory for this twin turbo 128. It's a PCI graphics card for Power Macs. Get resolutions up to 1920 by 1080. That's pretty insane. I already had one of these, not in the box, so for the price they were asking for this, I was like, totally. That's a cool thing that I'll be using. I have no idea what's in this big box. Kind of worried. What the heck did I buy that was in a big box like that? I guess we'll find out. Ugh. There's no labels or anything on the side. This might be a logic board repair. Usually the bigger boxes I get are logic board repairs. Unless I just forgot I bought something on eBay or something. That happens. You know, it takes like ages for somebody to ship something out or whatever. Alright. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? I don't know. We're about to find out together. I need one for the IBM. Oh boy. Oh. This is for the IBM. This chunker. Look at this. I need more space in this basement. This is a parallel port 210 megabyte hard drive. And this will work perfectly with the IBM PS2 because the internal drive is toast. But it's actually meant for laptops. It's a smaller one. I mean, relative in size, but has a power brick and everything. This is new. This is sealed. Even if the hard drive doesn't work, I could shove one in there. But I have a very large one of these. But I don't have the power cord. For the price of the power cord, this was like the same price. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just buy a new one. Sealed in the box. How cool is this? I'll do an unboxing video or something about this. It's a Connor hard drive. This is a what model is this? 210 megabyte disk store parallel 110 volt. Part number DS30214P. Made in the USA. 210 megabytes. How cool is that? So yeah, this is made for a PC. 100% IBM compatible. DOS 3 or above. So yeah, this looks pretty neat. I look forward to toying around with this. If this makes it easier for me to play around with that IBM and what I want to do with it, more power to me. So, excellent. Move that over there. Keep that there. So, excellent. All right. Did not expect that to arrive that quickly. Somebody was good at sending things. Let me just check the time real quick. Yeah, so I'm probably going to wrap this up. Let me just see what we could do here. Oh, if you compress it enough, it'll fit. So sorry we got sort of sidetracked there, but this is going to be a two-parter. This Macintosh Portable is not going to fix itself magically. I'm just seeing what else we have to do here. If we have another trace or something I could fix. Yeah, let's try and clean up these areas here, and that might be some of the last stuff we do. But let's try and get that done. So I'm going to put some flux around here. We still have some little bits and pieces of caps and junk left over here, so we want to get rid of those. Yeah, the portable, this is the first time I'm doing a portable too, so I'm learning as I'm going along here. I'm being careful, I don't want to screw anything up, etc. I know I haven't posted some stuff in a while, but I just did post a video on Patreon, so if you are a patron of mine, there's a 5-minute preview of my next video, which is going to be about 20 minutes long or so. Oh, yeah, that's eating away there. So check that out if you are a patron. If you are, thank you very much for your support. I know we have quite a few in the chat today, so thank you very much. Get some of all this gunk here that was basically adhesive to hold on the older caps there. And just as I'm done with this, Bruce should be waking up. So he'll have plenty of entertainment for his Sunday morning. Because I know he watches all of my streams in depth. And I am seeing more gunk that I have to fix here. Disgusting. It smells like fish. I pay you a nickel a month and that's the way I like it. Some of that adhesive is really stubborn to get off here. But now we have some continuity to play around with here. 5 a.m. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Bruce is probably still asleep. I keep misplacing the multimeter. It's right next to me. Jeez. Yeah, no rush on that. I know you're not too far away, but I mean, shipping out would be expensive, Nick. So, I'm in no rush. Hopefully you're not in a rush. Because I'm slow at these things. Yeah, this is not making continuity. Well, let me zoom in here so you guys can see what the heck I'm looking at here. This is just, nope, and nope. So this needs to be fixed big time. My goodness. What a worry. What a worry. We're going to put a new scalpel on. This one has seen some crap, I think. Is it time to retire you? Yeah, I think so. Get a fresh one. That's why you buy these in like 100 packs, because all you need is it to chip one thing and you're done. How about that? Nice and new. Look how shiny. Just a gentle shave here. Well, thank you very much. I can't even speak. Thank you very much, Andrew. I greatly appreciate that. Sometimes these boards can be very, very unforgiving. This one has a lot of problems, but I think, well, at least I'm hopeful. This is the first Macintosh Portable I've ever worked on. I have my own to fix, but I'm hoping we can get this one up and running. I'm certainly finding a lot of problems, a lot of traces that are just gone or broken. So I'm hoping that's something that we can resolve. So I'm just scraping away near some of these problematic pieces so I can run little repair lines if I have to. Oh boy. Maybe just get a very small soldering iron tip. I had to get a special small tip just for some of those repairs because they don't make it easy. Okay, my goodness, there's so many breaks here. So I'm just scraping away some of the old crud here and exposing some of the copper so I could run some fresh traces to there if I have to, which I probably will in a lot of these cases. Up there, you know what, let's just... There's no reason to keep any of that on, really. Delicious. Delicious. That's okay. That will have to be tidied up a little bit. Nope. What are you doing over there? Get out of there. Got a stowaway. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, that's not good either. All right. So I'll probably just clean up these traces and then I'll be wrapping it up because I do have things to do this afternoon, places to go, people to see. No, my life's not that exciting. But I do have prior plans, so I will be wrapping it up after I fix up some of these traces. If anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to get them in. And I will do my best to answer them. If I miss you, don't worry. I'm always available on Twitter or email. Mac84TV is my Twitter handle. And my email is mac84tv@gmail.com. Well, this is going to be fun, I can tell. All right. So we want to put tons of flux around here. Because we're going to need it. And what I'm just going to do is start, putting some solder on this, tinning it, whatever you want to call it, just to see what we could get by just by doing that. Sometimes you could just do that, but for some of these, I'm going to have to run a supporting wire. Ugh, look at all that dirt. Disgusting. Disgusting. And the purpose of these repairs is for them to be probably, last the test of time, be permanent. So even if something is making a connection, sometimes I'll just run a wire just to make sure that something doesn't get loose in the future. Just like here, that's going to need a wire. Just making sure. Oh, that's excellent. Thank you very much, Adam. I appreciate it. Yep, that's making a connection. That is not, that is not, that is not, that is, yeah, so we still have some wires to run. That's to be expected. Let's see if I could do this. This might not work out for me. Yeah, don't think it's going to want to be happy. It might be okay. Yes, the idea is to just get some of the wire there. I'm going to clip it. And then we'll put it gracefully down there. Oh, thank you very much. And if you do want to purchase anything, use the code WILDEEP, all one word, WILDEEP. I think you get $2 off your order. So, yay! These tweezers are driving me crazy. I tell you, before part 2, I'm going to have to find my good tweezers. Because these just ain't cutting it. Look how crooked they are. Crazy Steven and his crooked tweezers. I know. More stupid singing. Don't worry. I'll be gone soon. Just trying to get this the exact way I want it. That's close enough. That's fine. Yay, you got your discount. Excellent. Happy to do so. That's not too bad. Well, that's why I like to keep things clean here. I have nieces and nephews that love to watch this stream, much younger than that individual. So I always like to keep things squeaky clean when I can. You know, when mistakes happen, we burn ourselves, we electrocute ourselves, etc. But I try. Oh, I was almost there. I was like, oh, it looks good. So, to anybody who's never done this before, well, I don't think I would be the most excellent tutorial, but my friend Bruce of the Brankus Creations YouTube channel has an excellent tutorial about how to solder and how to fix all this stuff, like proper tutorials. So I would strongly suggest you watch that and subscribe to Brankus Creations. Excellent content. Highly recommend it. I think we're going to need a few more things here. Let's test that out. Oh, children. They're little angels. And that's not making a connection here. I want to do it just for the heck of it. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so let's just tidy up just a little bit more, and then we'll call it a stream. I mean, it's already called a stream, but we'll wrap it up. He's been saying that for the past hour. Now he doesn't shut up. Alright, let's try and do a fancy one here. We're going to try and... it would help if I burned off the enamel before I put it into place. Hot, 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 it's burning hot. Excellent. So what I'm going to try and do here is make a little pad. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad it's enjoyable to you folks. Thank you very much. It's always hard, especially with crummy tweezers. I need to find the ones that I brought to Ken's. I have no idea where they went. I have to use let's see here. Let's see what I can do here. There. I shaved the tweezers a bit. This might help. Or make it worse. Who knows? I think it made it worse. So the goal here is to just wrap this around and make a little bit of a pad. There we go. So when I put the new cap in place, it has something stronger to clip onto. There, that should be just fine. So I'm going to just clip off the extra piece of wire here that we do not need. I get paid to be here. It's a constitutional obligation. He won't let me leave. Please help. I need help. Okay, let's nudge that along. Come on. Okay. And I know this is going to move around and it's going to be blech, but we'll get it. We'll get back in this place. Always the fun when you have such tiny components. And yeah, it's a blob, but it'll be okay. Yeah, I don't think that's too horrible. The cap's going to cover it up anyway. I think the last one we want to do is, let's see, does this one have continuity? I forget. Yeah, they both do. This one I'm a bit more concerned about because there's so much eaten away here. That one's fine. That one's fine. Yeah, so let's just finish up this one. Alright, we're just going to have a little tiny bit of a wire here, and that's going to just help support this little trace here, so if anything ever happens to it, at least we know it's connected. So that's the thing, I do not want to have to open up this machine again. I do not want to have to redo traces or any of that stuff. I am very proud, knock wood, that every repair I've sent out, none have been returned to me saying, oh, this stopped working or anything like that. So this will be the last, hopefully the last one we do for today. I'd like to bend that just a little bit. There we go. And just move that just a wee bit there. Perfect. It's a little too much solder, but we're going to be putting a... it's way too much solder. we're going to be putting a cap on there. So let me just fix. Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be melted again and moved around anyway, so. In fact, the scalpel will probably be the best for this. It's like cutting down a little branch. There we go. All right, how about that? Yep, and we still have more cleaning to do on this board and all this fun stuff. But at least I think those areas are a bit better. No, this isn't the Quadra 840AV repair. I could not even find all my tools the other day, so I'm like, you know what? I can't. Sorry. And I just bailed. My apologies. I love the Quadra 840AV, but no, this is obviously not that. I will have to attempt that another time, I suppose, but yeah. Alright, well, it's about 3:30. I've been going here for almost 3 hours, but I think we're going to have to call it quits there. I have to prepare for some other stuff I have to do later on, so that's going to be it for now. I do want to thank everybody who was watching, all the super chats, all the likes, subscribes, all that stuff. I know you're just kidding, Adam. Yeah, anybody have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as Mac84TV. And I'm also on Patreon if you want to support me on Patreon. I just posted a brand new video there, about 5-minute preview of my next video. Probably I'll post on Thursday or something like that. But very, very cool stuff. I am excited to share. And, well, thank you very much, Adam. And thank you everybody else who stopped by today, who just wanted to hang along with me, or who subscribed and liked the video, all that stuff. Don't forget to like the video before you leave, please. It helps YouTube say, hey, this guy's not a jerk. And it's always good. So we'll continue this Macintosh Portable another day, I'm sure. And we have to have a virtual party when I repair the AV. Yes, I think that'll be well worth it. So we'll have one of those. But everybody have a great day. Have a great weekend, what's left of it. And take care. Bye-bye.